Hello everyone, it's Adam here from Hall to Fame. Thank you for joining me again. Now, this is what some riders see as a nightmare. What I see it as is an opportunity to learn, and that is wet weather riding. Why do why don't people like riding in the wet weather? Well, there are different hazards. Oil spills, diesel spills that we can't see because they're filled with water. Manhole covers, yes, they are a risk, but we can avoid it by being able to position early, getting a good view ahead, and keeping our distance from the vehicles in front, so we're able to stop in the distance it's seen to be clear on our side of the road, and also we can see the road surface nice and early, so we can move our position when we need to. Coming up to roadworks here, 30 miles an hour. Check my mirrors, change my speed, select the right gears. That is a system of motorcycle control in a couple of seconds. Yes, and it really is as simple as that. You're seeing the information, you're using the information, changing your position, changing your speed, changing your gears, changing how much throttle you put on the bike. Putting it all together, it takes practice, but we've all got to learn, haven't we? It's about becoming the best version of ourselves, whether that's on the bike or off the bike. No one is perfect. Now, you may be wondering, why do I like riding in the wet weather? It gives me an opportunity to better myself. You know, being more gentle on the throttle. Whereas if we've had a long spell in the sun with dry roads, we can sometimes get a bit throttle happy. But then when we're riding in the rain, we've got to remember the only thing we've got connected to the road is our tyres. So I'm bearing that in mind, especially when going around corners, because every time we we lean over, every time our bike is banked over, less grip we have. It's a trade-off. So we're going to be turning left here, the first exit on the roundabout. Going down some nice B roads, some nice bends. I can explain on what position I'm in. I know there's a junction on the left, as I can see on the sign, so I'm coming to position 3, through the junction, and position 1. Nice and gentle on the throttle, keeping my head up all the way around, still position 1. Still got a good grip, because I'm being nice and gentle on the throttle, keeping my bike suspension balanced, which means the grip on my tyres are also balanced on the road. If I was to put too much power on the throttle going around the bend, the back tyre would spin and the back would come out. To come off the throttle, my back end would come up, reducing the grip and sliding out again. So getting set up before the corner, taking things a little bit slower and taking your time to develop your skills, because smooth is fast and progressive. Doesn't mean being slow, but it means giving yourself more time. Slowing down here, looking all the way around the corner, in position 2. Midway around the corner, after holding my throttle, I'm now opening up nice and gently. Now it's going 50 miles an hour. Check my mirrors, accelerate to 50, change up a gear to 4th gear. Coming into position 3. It hasn't rained for a couple of days now. Diesel spillage, that has settled on the road, maybe more prominent. It's not really an issue going over manhole covers, potholes if you can't avoid them, because they're hidden by puddles, because it won't unstabilize our bike. One thing to bear in mind when we're riding in the wet is just be more gentle on the throttle, more gentle on your brakes. You don't want to change your braking technique. It still wants to be about 70% on the front and 30% on the back. I have linked brakes on this motorbike, which means if I pull the front brake or rear brake, both brakes will come on at the right percentage that they're sat at. But I'm not relying on that. See, I've just gone over a manhole cover and my bike's still stable. So we're coming through a village now. There's parked vehicles on the right, coming to position 1, at the road ahead, going round to the left, mirrors position 3. So we may not be used to riding in the rain because our visor gets a bit, well, gets lots of water on it. So we've got to look between the water drops. We've got spray from other vehicles. Road now is quite flooded as it hasn't rained in a couple of days. And because it's an agricultural area, there may be mud on the road. So everything I'm doing to the bike is gentle inputs, positive counter steering, positive throttle. I'm thinking about it and I'm being gentle with it. Because as soon as I unstabilize the bike by immediately coming off the throttle or pulling back on the throttle too much, it could unstabilize the bike. But don't let that put you off. Because if you're giving yourself the reaction time, if you're taking in the information from what's ahead, you can give yourself plenty of time to take things in stages. Right now, we're coming up to a give way. We're going to be turning right. So mirrors, early indicator, position 2. Now I'm gently using my brakes, off gear, coming down all 3 gears, gear 1, and nice and gently turning right. Now, you see how simple that is? Everything hasn't got to be done in one go because our brains just can't process it. But if we use the system on motorcycle control, which is IPSCA, then it gives us time to react. Gives us time to get our bike set up for potential hazard. We're coming round a left-hand bend here. It's quite flooded on the road, so I'm using my body to keep my bike more upright. I want to keep my grip on the road. If it is dry weather, it's central on my bike and positive counter steer. But this time my input, as it's wet and I want to keep my bike more upright, is to lean into the corner and positive counter steer. So now, position 2, come down a couple of gears, it's a tight left, keeping my head up, keeping my throttle stable, gently opening the throttle. And while I was doing that, I leaned my body to the left to help the bike to turn. And in turn, it keeps the bike more upright, which gives me more grip. Again, looking at the road, looking at the puddles, there's an oncoming vehicle, so a bit late position 1, because I want to avoid them puddles on the side of the road as much as possible. But I'm still in a safe position, in a position that I could control my motorbike. Nice couple of bends here, taking them nice and gentle. I'm still enjoying myself. All right, maybe I'm not going as fast as what I usually would in the dry weather, but it's the weather conditions, isn't it? We're riding to the weather conditions, but I'm still enjoying myself. Or am I just lying to myself? No, I don't think I am. I'm developing my skills to be a bit more gentle with my bike than what I probably usually would in the dry. In the dry, we can really get the engine working, but in the wet, We just want to treat the bike nice and gentle. Coming down a gear, looking around the corner, position 1, increase in speed. Stay in position 2 for the view. Nice and easy. So if ever you are caught out in the rain, don't be afraid. One thing that you take from saying, to remember Ipska, just remember to be nice and gentle with your bike and take things in stages. All it is about bettering yourself by learning. Now, if you want to go out and learn on your own, that's absolutely fine. That's why I'm doing these videos, as well as many others on the internet. Some with a lot more experience than myself. But regardless of how much experience, we all have the knowledge, equal knowledge, and we all want to help people be safe and enjoy their motorbike. If ever it becomes the point where one of my clients or customers don't enjoy their bike ride, I begin to question myself. But I'm sure that won't happen because I'm always questioning myself, making sure I'm the best that I can be for my students, making sure they are full information that I'm trying to provide. You're riding in position 3 on my side of the road, in a good position here. It's a little bit bumpy, going through a few. My vision is pretty good at the rain, despite my visor being very wet. I'm having to look between the raindrops, but you get used to that after a while. So going to be turning left at the end of the junction. I can see there's a car coming on the right in the distance. I'll be able to get out this junction before he causes a problem to us, but he won't because we now exited the junction onto the new road, taking it nice and steady with the throttle, so our bike's nice and stable. Our bike is staying shiny side up, and so far no squeaky bum moments, so that is a massive thumbs up right there. Sometimes you don't have to get technological on what things mean in the roadcraft book. If you're not interested in that, that's absolutely fine. But if you want to, improve your ability to ride in different scenarios, then by all means give us a shout and we'll see what we can help you with. That is our main goal, to try to help you become the best that you can be by improving your ability to ride in different scenarios. Maybe it's cornering, wet weather riding, cities, roundabouts. And it all comes down to information, keeping your head up, letting your body just relax. As soon as we tense up, we're working against the bike because the bike wheels work on a gyroscope, which means when the bike is going past a certain miles per hour, about 15, the bike can keep itself upright. What I'm not going to do, but I'll explain it anyway, if I put my bike in cruise control, I can take my hands off the handlebars and it will continue in a straight line. If I jump off the bike into the field with a cruise control on, my bike is still going forward because the bike is stable. Same principle applies when we're going around a corner. Obviously, speed appropriate. Ourselves need to judge that speed by slowing down corner. If so, Go a little bit slower around the corner if you're unsure. You've taken all the information you can get, but you're still unsure on what speed you need to be doing. That's okay, isn't it? Because you're shiny side up, no squeaky bum moments. Then you begin to learn your bike, what your bike can handle, your tyres can handle, what ability you have on the bike. Because my gosh, this motorbike far exceeds my ability to ride a motorbike tenfold. Now, I'm not saying I'm a bad rider, because I've taken a lot of time to gain the knowledge to be able to teach. But it just means that as long as I keep the bike stable and I don't work against it, I work with it, then the bike's going to stay upright. Low bus, maybe a junction on the right because there's quite a lot of trees on the right. There's oncoming traffic. I'm staying back from the vehicle in front. Position 3. Looking for a potential overtake. Going to position 2 while these cars come past me for safety. Now I'm going on to the opposite side of the road, giving myself a good view. Mirrors, indicator, gently overtake. Again, we're in the wet. Gently overtake all these vehicles. We've now made safe progress. I'm in vehicles, mirrors, position 2. Not about being faster than your mate or being better than the bloke next to you. It's about being the best that you can be on the bike by educating yourself. But sometimes it's a struggle to know where to start. At the end of the day, most people are more than capable to ride the bike in any weathers. It's all about the mind. And that's why I like to call the coach. I'm not an instructor. I'm not telling you what to do. Do this, do that. Don't do that. I'm going to ask you open-ended questions. What did you think about that ride? Do you think you was in the best position for that corner? Were you holding your steady enough for that corner? Were you going a bit too fast? If so, why? Did you not give yourself the time to plan ahead? If not, on the next corner, bring it back in stages, nice and early. Consider people behind you. You need to give information by showing a brake light and go from there. Nearly finished the journey now. I've enjoyed that journey. I have any hairy moments there? No. We were going on some bumpy roads, some roads with potholes, roads with mud on it, but we just take it nice and gentle. Looking up, taking the information in, seeing what we can't see, might be expected to see. If we're going to be next to loads of fields, the potential is we're going to be looking at mud on the road. And where is the mud usually? It's in the middle, because car tyres don't go in the middle of the road. So if we look up, see what's on the road, see what's around us, and position ourselves. Information and position are the main things to consider